Welcome back, everybody, to Dad and Daughter Collectibles. I am trying something new today, and I just kind of want to do a retrospective of my first 2 months in collecting. I think there are a lot of people who watch videos of cards getting broken, rips, cards getting broken, you know what I mean, rips, people opening packs, blasters, etc. It looks exciting. It's made to look exciting, right? By the people who are doing it. They want you to get into it. They want you to buy into it. Sometimes it's people like me who are just collecting for fun, and we're trying to grow a channel, gain an audience, and just, really create a community and be parts of other communities. Other people obviously are trying to get you to buy their products. They want you to get into breaks and other things, which I'll get into a little bit as well. But to kind of give you what is it like to get back in? I was looking through some of the top sets from the 90s when I used to collect. Somewhere around 93, 94 is when I stopped collecting because those are the last sets that looked familiar to me. That was the junk wax era. I know I had a lot of that I sold off at a garage sale for about $100 in the sometime around 2010 before my first daughter was born. Um, I was looking up some of the Jordans I had, like if I could grade it at a PSA 10, it might be worth 500 to 1,000. The fact that matters, most of those cards grade at like a PSA 6 to 8, and they're worth the cost to grade them, essentially. So I don't feel like I missed out on anything. But it certainly wasn't a great era to collect. Things have changed. What has changed for me in 30 years? A lot of you know these things already, but again, I really want to grow a community, get to know some people, share my thoughts, and create a discussion around it. So here's kind of my thoughts around our first 2 months in collecting and tips I have for other people who want to get into this. There are people who obviously, if you're in your 30s or 40s and collected when I did when you were a kid, you might go, man, I want to get into it. Where do I start? What do I do? How much money is it going to cost me? And I'll start to talk about those things here. So before I get into that, who am I? My name's Ryan. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm 44 years old. I've got 3 daughters. I have a beautiful and supporting wife who, when I talked to her about, hey, can I set aside some money each month to start doing this? She was very supportive of me. And it's gone really well. My 2 youngest have really taken to it. They constantly ask me to break. It's, somewhat of a bit of a problem because they have the itch to rip just like I do. And it's really good, I think, to help them learn budgeting, finance, um, patience, things like that, right? So it's been very beneficial. Lots of entertainment, lots more to come, and it's really just been super enjoyable for me to do with them. I have an older one who's 12. She's really enjoyed the Allen and Ginter because of how different it is and the variety of things, but she's not gotten into it as much, and that's okay too. If it's not for them, let them do their thing. So I'm going to get into, I think I got 5 tips here for what I believe. If you're looking to get into this, what have I learned? What can you take away from me? Here are 5 tips for you if you're starting out now as a new collector. I also have some of my hits up here from the first few months doing this to showcase those as along the way. So tip number 1, keep your spending on sports cards separate. I just did this month. I created a separate checking account for this hobby. My wife does most of the budgeting because, quite frankly, she does most of the spending. And that's not a derogatory thing. That's just she knows when the kids needs clothes. She does a lot of the school signups and things. I have other responsibilities around the house. For example, I got laundry going right now that I'll be folding in a little bit. But she handles all that sort of stuff. I was never comfortable and still am not comfortable taking money kind of out of the general fund that goes towards those things, that goes towards monthly bills, etc. And so I said, hey, let me set up something on the side. So I created a separate checking account. And I'd really recommend if you get into this to do this as well. I'm going to be putting $100 from each of my paychecks in it. So that's $200 a month. So that's going to be my budget along with whatever I can sell from the cards, whatever I keep, whatever I don't keep, right? Anything I sell will go into that as well so that I can manage that budget, know what money I have, know what money I don't have, more importantly, so that I can plan accordingly. I sell my cards on eBay that I don't want. So those are up on eBay. I've made $140 from sales so far. I will say I've spent $1,500 so far. You say, Ryan, you said you're spending $200 a month for 3 months. That would be $600. You're at $1,500. What gives? Well, couple things. One, to get started, I did spend a little more upfront. I had a little extra money from work that came in at towards the end of the year, and this was part of the agreement. Hey, let me get started on this. I bought a couple hobby boxes, got kind of some supply, figured out what I liked and didn't like, which is going to be one of my tips here in a minute, and am dwindling down from there. So in January, I'm at about $250, and going into February, the plan is to stick to $200. That does not count Christmas gifts and things like that. I do not count those, or I got a hobby box of Allen and Ginter for Christmas. That was not spending. So I really only count money that comes out of our family budget, not extra stuff that comes along the way. The other thing I did is, and I put on there, free checking bonus. I started a new account. After 90 days, I should get a $300 checking bonus. These offers are out there everywhere, from Chase, Harris Bank, I believe, U.S. Bank, I think it's BMO Harris, sorry, U.S. Bank, Bank of America. You go out there, search for checking bonus. There are dozens of these offers out there. I'm going to get 300. Maybe at that point, I close this checking account out, shift over to a new one, and get a $300 one there so I can keep my budget going. If I put in that work to get that $300, I'm going to be putting into my hobby, and gives me more money to spend each month. So I would recommend doing that so that you create a very clear delineation between your hobby and your family. And of course, if you're single and you're not going through this, you know what? It still might be worth doing this so that you make sure you never want to put sports cards in the way of you paying your rent and having your life responsibilities. 2, just start creating content. If you want to do this and you want to make videos, my recommendation is just start doing it. I was a little bit worried up front. Oh, do I have the right setup? Is the lighting right? Is the camera going to record right? Is it going to pick up my voice? Just start doing it. Make some videos, upload them, get out there, comment on other people's videos. Don't go out there and comment, oh, hey, I started a channel. I'll like you if you like me. People know what you're doing. They'll get it. Just say, hey, I saw this video. We're opening cards too. I liked and subbed. That's all you need to do. People will see that. Some of them are going to go, yeah, that's fine. Thanks for the sub. Others are going to go, hey, I see what you're doing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to like and sub back to you, right? So they're going to find your videos and you'll start to grow a community. In about 2 months, we're at 83 followers or 83 subs, which is awesome for just commenting and staying on top of the community. So I would recommend doing that. Learn and grow. So get set up, start recording, get feedback, make adjustments, get better along the way. There's no reason to wait for the perfect setup. I have a $20, this is what I started with, phone holder. Set it up as a tripod and went to town. Bought a light after that. Some of the money I've spent on that $1,500 for cards was supplies. So not even all of it was cards. I counted that towards the budget. Lighting, plastic, sleeves, binders for the kids, all that counted towards the budget. So it wasn't all cards along the way as well. My third tip is buy what you like, not what's in stock. It is super easy when you feel the urge to rip or you're out of things to rip, to go to the store and just buy what's there. The urge to rip is real, but don't do it. Don't give in. You can blow your budget in one trip to the store. You can buy something because it's there and you don't really even like that product, and you open it up and you don't get anything and you're just like, oh, why did I do that? At least buy something you like if you're not going to get anything out of it, right? So understand what's on the market, understand what might be available. If it's there, get it, right? If it's not there, pass. Go to the next store. Wait till next week till there's a restock. There's no reason to blow your budget on something you don't like. Impulse purchases will blow your budget and you're going to get in trouble that way. Stick to your guns. The last bullet on there, learn what's in products. If you're looking for a particular player, I was looking for Jackson Chourio in baseball early on. Oh, I bought some product that he wasn't in. Well, that's a mistake, right? Like, make sure you know who's in the product you're buying so that if you get a hit, so that you can find those players you like and get excited, and that you don't rip a whole box of cards that aren't going to yield what you're looking for. Decide what to keep and sell the rest. So that's been one of the harder things to do. The urge to keep cards. Oh, this is a rookie. Maybe it'll go up in value. Oh, maybe, this is a numbered card. Is it worth anything? Should I sell it? I don't know. Space limitations in houses and apartments are real, and you can't just keep everything. So unless you are literally doing this for a living, most people need to sell most of what they open. So pick your players, pick your teams, maybe something where along the way you open someone up and you learn about them and you want to collect that person. Keep what you're collecting My advice is keep what you're collecting to a minimum, unless you have, again, infinite space. But keep it to a minimum, sell the rest. Anything you can sell for $1 or $2 on eBay or wherever else you want to sell, I recommend doing. By the time they pay for shipping, usually you make about $1 a card. If you can do that 10 times, that's $10 that you can put into your next blaster. Last piece of advice, and I think this is the important one, and I think people emphasize this. Realistic people emphasize this, but if you're, watching influencers and watching breakers, you're not going to get this piece of advice. You're not going to get rich doing this. Every once in a while, you're going to see somebody open some crazy 101 auto rookie patch that's, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. The odds are astronomically low that that's going to be you. Breakers and influencers are trying to get you to buy into the hype. They want you to buy more product. They were hyping up the product. The chances are they're infinitesimally small. It's very similar to hitting the lottery that you're actually going to hit a big card. You need extreme luck to turn a profit. Of the $1,500 we've spent so far, and there are gifts on top of that are not part of the budget. My guess is we have around, and I'll have better numbers on this going forward as I'm tracking it in a spreadsheet. My guess is we have around $1,000, maybe 1,200 top SIN cards. I've highlighted some of the ones you see here. Those are some of the better ones. Those are all, I think, $100-ish cards or $100 to $200-ish cards. A few more $20 cards along the way, and then a lot of stuff under 10 that you got to sell and turn over to get into your next set. We're super happy with that, but again, none of those are $10,000 cards. None of those are funding our hobby. That's just enough to get us to the next month for the most part, along with keeping a few along the way. You're doing this for entertainment. You're not doing it to make money. And I will say, we have gotten a ton of entertainment off of this. We are having a lot of fun. To me, it's well worth our time. $1,500, you could, again, let's say I made $1,000 back. So let's say I'm at about $500 in the hole for 3 months. We could have gone to 5 movies at the movie theater for the $500. Takes a family. It's $100 isn't even enough really to go take a family of 5, but we'll just say it's $100. Take a family of 5 to the movies for $100. You go to the movie for a couple hours and you're done. We've gotten $1 per hour, more than that on doing this, between looking for the cards, finding what's online, what's on sale, getting excited, making the videos, having the kids learn about how to make videos, talking about it, sorting our cards afterwards. It's been a ton of fun. It is entertainment. It is part of your entertainment budget, and that's the way you need to think about it. Yes, you can get lucky and hit that big card, but really, you want to think of it in entertainment. Last comment on there is, do you have a family? That's your responsibility. If you are like me and you're getting into this, that's your first responsibility. You need to make sure you're taking care of them. They have what they need. And if you have a chance to do this and spend a little money on the side, do it. Take advantage of it and just have fun with it. Don't think it's going to, turn into your 401k. Okay, everyone. I hope you liked those tips. Let me know if you have any additional tips. I plan on doing these periodically, check-ins. I want to do a budget check-in. I may do that come spring with kind of showing you what we've purchased along the way, what we've sold along the way, where our budget is, et cetera, so that people can kind of see what it's like being in it for months. I have every purchase tracked in a spreadsheet so you can see monthly totals. It should be, if you find that stuff interesting, if you're, again, interested in getting into this yourself, I think it's highly valuable so you kind of just know what to expect. If you like what you saw here, give me some comments. What other tips do you have? Give us a like and subscribe. And remember, girls are collectors too.